What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait, I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome. No suit. I'll tell you at the end of the show why I'm not wearing a suit, why I'm casual today. Even in my casual apparel, I still look sexy. So. Welcome to the show, episode 731, sponsored by Midnight, the title sponsor. We also have Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown, and my personal brand, also Cake Wallet. If you are going to use a hot wallet and you want to store your Monero and your Bitcoin, use Cake Wallet, also Litecoin and others. Quad Network, shout out to Quad Network. We'll bring them on. That's what I forgot to do. I'll do that. I'll do that later. All right. We got the Knicks parade going on. And of course, the new mayor had to, fuck things up. Number 33 is addressed to who? What is it, Jones? Not Patrick Ewing, but to Jones. Like, Jesus Christ. Can somebody go ahead and make sure y'all check before you do these things? It's crazy. Anyway, people have been lining up in New York since 4 o'clock in the morning. I have some friends that have went out there. Obviously, due to my show, I couldn't go out there. So that sucks. But a lot of people that I talk to, they're like, yo, if you don't live in the city, And if you're not going there like at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's no reason to go out there. But shout out to the people that are out there. I know Moose and all these cats who I know are out there because they live in the city. It's fucking madness out there right now. It is absolute madness, man. I wish I was a part of it, man. I went to obviously the Yankees and the Rangers and all that stuff. It's a fucking great time, man. I hope no fucking fights break out. No craziness happens during the goddamn parade, man. It's a celebration of one of the greatest teams ever to go ahead and win a championship in the NBA. So shout out to the New York Knicks. Obviously, I think we all heard that the United States of America has signed a MOU with Iran. I talked about it yesterday. I was on Rob Nelson's show talking about it. I made a reaction video about it. Maybe I shouldn't have reacted so quickly, but I still stand on a lot of things that I did state. I don't think any Spurs fans, by the way, are showing up. Somebody asked that question. I don't think any Spurs fans are coming. But I still stand on the fact that we should have taken out the current Iranian regime. I still stand on that. Landy is dying to go ahead and battle me on this topic. And this is the problem that we have, and this is the problem that we have in the Republican Party, is that, God forbid, we don't agree with the current situation, or we're not assessing it the same way that others are within the party. We're wrong. But we will talk about that later today. Apparently, I might be wrong. That's what I'm being told. I don't think I'm wrong. But nobody ever thinks they're wrong. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm cool with being humbled. So that happened. The markets are moving in the right direction when it comes to the traditional markets. Somehow, crypto is absolutely sensitive to everything that goes on in the Middle East. It is crazy to watch. SPACEX comes out with their IPO. With the war going on, nobody even stops to look at what's happening in the Middle East. Nobody cares. Crypto cares, though. Crypto cares. Have you seen the people in crypto on the timeline? They have absolutely no idea where Iran is on a map. Why do you care? It's just wild to watch. It is wild to watch. Anyway, we're going to start the show right off with somebody that I've known in this space for a really long time. She hasn't aged, by the way, too. Like I've watched some of her videos. Hasn't aged. Hasn't aged. She is now the marketing manager at Cake Wallet. So let's bring her right in. Let me go ahead and structure this correctly. I haven't talked to you. I haven't spoken to you in like maybe 7 years. I think that was the last time that I was on a show with you.
It's been a minute, but yeah, it's good to see you again. I know it's been a while. We've been around for a minute here.
We're vets, right?
I know, seriously.
How was your trip all across the world? I've been literally watching you go from, it feels like from country to country to country. I mean, it's good to have you back too. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I feel like
let's do it.
You took time off, right? Like it felt like you took time off, and now you're back, but you're like, you didn't miss a beat because you went around the world. I mean, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So tell me more about that. Like, how was that experience?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So I did take a little bit of time off. It wasn't super intentional at first, but then I was like, oh, it's kind of nice just to take it easy for a minute. I mean, no one knows the grind more than you when it comes to making content. I mean, you're on here every day. It's amazing, actually, the output of what you do, especially so consistently for so many years. But yeah, it was kind of hitting a point, to be honest, where I just kind of felt like I wanted to be part of building something more meaningful. And again, nothing wrong with making content and covering news stories and things like that. Like, I mean, I think especially in the format that you do it, it's so meaningful and helpful. And so many people are like, okay, David, tell us what's up, but it's just covering more like quickly covering news stories and things and doing a little bit more funny content, like memes and stuff. And just like, I was having a lot of fun with it for a long time. And then I was like, I think I'd rather do something where I'm like, I'm part of building something. And obviously I've been connected with Cake Wallet for years, really almost since the beginning of Cake. And, they're just always been one of my favorite teams to work with. They build things right. It's a team. You're talking about OGs. They're a team of OGs, and they really care about making sure that things are built correctly and work and are as private and secure as they say they are. And so that's something that, obviously I really appreciate. And I know you and your audience do too, and so, yeah, it just seemed they were looking for a head of marketing, and it just seemed like the right thing. And it's been so much fun to be back and to be in this role and getting to, like you said, going around the world, going to conferences and getting to meet with people and getting to, it's actually been really fun just like working even the booth at these conferences. Like I'm shocked how many people have like never used Lightning or like don't totally understand what non-custodial even means. And I'm like, wow, okay, interesting. So it's been fun actually to kind of be back on the ground with things again. So.
That's cool because, like, I remember the work that you did with Cake Wallet because obviously, listen, I've been in this space
Yeah, I
long
know.
enough to,
Yeah.
but like what you said there is like that's cool in terms of like content is great, but now I want to work, like I want to be a part like of building something.
Yeah.
How is it? And shout out to, and I talk about this about Vic way before the sponsorship or whatever. I've talked about like how like he bear market, bull market, doesn't matter what market. He's been building Cake Wallet. It doesn't matter. Like he's been putting his own funds into it, building. What is it like to work with him and that organization? I mean, again, you've done content for them, but what is it like to actually work for him?
Oh, it's amazing. He's great. So is the entire team. And I've had the pleasure of getting to hang out with the team before. Like I'd gone to conferences with them a few times, and it's really interesting because I think the first time I hung out with the team was maybe like 3 years ago at a conference, and I remember being like, "Wow, everyone that works for Cake Wallet really loves working for Cake Wallet." And I was like, "Interesting." That's actually I remember like a couple of years ago, I'm like, "Ping." I was like, pay attention to that." And it's just cool because it's still so true. Like everyone that I think is on the team, it feels very grateful to be there, is very excited to be part. Like they're very passionate about what Cake Wallet is doing. And it's really just I've just been hanging out with the team in Warsaw at MoneroCon and, at Bitcoin Prague. And it's people you actually want to hang out with and you have a good time. Like you look forward to going to conferences and, so I would say it's great. And, Vic takes a great care of the team and just makes sure that, I think he gives us all like a lot of opportunity too, which is cool too. So, it's been a lot of fun so far, and it's just a group of good people. So.
You've obviously you've traveled around the world right now. I don't even know where you are. I'm not gonna even ask you.
Right.
Probably still in Europe or something. But are you finding that a lot of people are using Cake Wallet?
It's interesting. So there's a lot. Well, I mean, at MoneroCon, obviously, yes, like everyone was, but
Yeah.
like, like at the Bitcoin specific events, I think that something I heard the other day that I think has really kind of stuck with me, it's fascinating, is the first wallet or two you end up ever setting up and trying out, most people kind of stick with because it's like,
Yeah.
that worked. It's good. And so I think that it's been really interesting to be at these more Bitcoin specific conferences where maybe they've started with a different wallet or maybe they're using centralized exchanges or something like that. But a lot of them want to start using Lightning and they never have before. And Cake Wallet, I think, is the easiest way to get started in Lightning. And so that's actually been really quite interesting to, we've onboarded a lot of people to Cake Wallet through that avenue.
Yeah.
But I do think also people that care about privacy, they're like, oh, they didn't realize Cake Wallet was so privacy focused even for Bitcoin, and that we're pushing the envelope in terms of, being the first ones to integrate certain, privacy layers and tools for Bitcoin, like silent payments and things like that. And so that's interesting to people where they're like, oh, okay. Like, I kind of get it now. Where at first they're like, oh, are you just another wallet? Like, what's different about you? The amount of times people are like, so what's different about you? I'm like, nice, good question. But,
Do you like
but
Bitcoin?
I would say,
Is it really like Bitcoiners that nitpick? like when you go ahead and like start talking about Cake Wallet, is it like the Bitcoiners, the nerds start picking at everything?
It's not too bad. I would say it depends, how like maxi they are. But one thing I would say, I've said this the whole time that I've been in this space, is I feel like Monero is the one, you know, altcoin, shitcoin, however you want to say it, that
Yeah.
Bitcoin people actually kind of respect and like, and the fact that now, like, we're taking not just like, okay, we support privacy coins, but we're also supporting privacy tools for Bitcoin. I would say the
Yeah.
Bitcoin crowd is a little bit more like, all right, you guys are cool, like, but but yeah, it just depends, how hardcore they are. But I'm shocked at a lot of these events how many people are still kind of new to Bitcoin. You'd think in a bear market it wouldn't be that case, but it actually has been. There's a lot of people that are barely started scratching the surface of Bitcoin and crypto. So
Really? So that's what you're seeing at these events, that like people are
shockingly.
just getting introduced into Bitcoin?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the majority, but it has surprised me how many there are. Because again, I would assume in more of a bear market, that's not so much the case. But yeah, I've been pretty surprised how many people are like, oh, I used like Coinbase once. And I'm like, really? Okay, well, let's talk.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, Monero, obviously. Let me
Mhm.
say this, Vic. So I was buying Monero.
Mm.
Vic made me buy more Monero. Not that he personally told me to buy
Yes.
Monero, but
Hmm.
I started buying more Monero because of him. Like, true story. Because he was always out there, and
That's
like
awesome.
I felt like I seen him more than anybody else within the Monero ecosystem. Respectfully, I mean, I know you guys are watching
Yeah.
right now. Respectfully speaking, I think it's because I felt like Cake Wallet was always, even though obviously you can hold your Bitcoin on there, felt like it was
Yeah.
always, again, my opinion, geared towards Monero.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's anybody who should be the ambassador for Monero, and I'm not blowing smoke up Vic's ass at all, but it should be him. It really should
Hmm.
be, because he's been really
Hmm.
outspoken about it. And
Yeah.
I was always thinking, like, why isn't it like the main wallet for Monero?
Mm.
But your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of people that got a lot deeper into Monero because of not just Vic and like his opinions and thoughts on it, but the tools that he worked to build. Like, I mean, you don't have to be have programming experience or be a total nerd to use Monero anymore because now we've got it on mobile. And like he was really pushing the envelope, I would say back then, on like making it easy and making it more accessible. And so it's interesting. I feel like he is starting to get even more recognition for that. People are, I mean, and not that he hasn't, but like it's definitely I'm seeing that in the narrative kind of come around. People are like, wow, like thank you for the work you've done in Monero, because it's not just, oh, you made a wallet. It's like you made it more accessible and easier to use for just everyday people, which there's a lot of people I think that are not super technical, but they value privacy and they want to be able to find these tools to use. And so it being easy is actually really important. And so yeah, I do think that a lot of the work that's been done at Cake Wallet has been to make Monero something that everyday people can use without feeling like it's this very technical thing. Like, I don't know if you remember back in the day, like used to wait for all of the blocks to sync and it would, like it would take forever. And now,
I
like,
used to
again,
have
like the
panic
art.
attacks. I'm like
Yeah.
sitting there like, what's happening?
Hmm.
Like,
And
am
I'd
I
be like, oh
buying that
man.
my stuff?
Right, and you're like, oh, I didn't open the app for like a month. You're like, I'm gonna be here for a minute, like, so it's not like that anymore, which is great. The dev team's amazing, and that's what's been cool about seeing the growth of Cake Wallet, is the ability to bring on more help to like kind of advance the features and build more things out and be on the forefront of introducing new features and things. And so yeah, but no, it's using Monero's come a long way over the years, as we both know. So
100%. But
mhm.
what is that one feature in Cake Wallet that you think is game changer compared to what we won't mention other wallets might not have? Like, what's that one feature that Cake Wallet has that others don't?
That's super interesting. I think it would really depend on like who you are. I think something that's slept on a little bit is Cake Pay, like the ability to buy things with crypto. I think that that's something, especially as crypto continues to go more mainstream is something that people could actually use in their everyday, but especially also important for people that are in kind of more unbanked situations, or in these areas of the world where being able to use something with no KYC that's non-custodial is actually very important for them. And so being able to, pay for things with crypto, obviously that still can be a little clunky. Lightning is, come a long way in helping with Bitcoin, but so Cake Pay is more like you can buy, and we're even working on making that even easier and more seamless, but you can buy a gift card, even a Visa gift card. But let's say you want to, get the new AirPods or something, and you can buy an Apple gift card, put it in your Apple Pay, pay online, pay in the Apple Store. So there's still a couple of steps. So it's still, there's still some, improvements, I think, on usability that need to be made there. But the fact that it's so easy to in-app do that, I think, is actually like maybe a little underrated in terms of features that are cool.
Me, I like that, especially from an independent company away from the exchanges. Like that's why I like it. I use Cake Wallet, not just as not way before. I'm going to say this again, way before the sponsorship. I've been using Cake Wallet. That's because I really do genuinely want to support people who actually build here throughout whatever season it is here in crypto. We know like how difficult it is. Bull markets are easy, right? Bear markets seem like they last forever. And you got to respect the builders that are out here every single day, continuing to build. And in this case, definitely nobody's looking at market cap because there is none, but they're building day in and day out. You've obviously you took a little bit of a break, but you come back. What's different in crypto now than when, let's say, you took that little time out? I have a lot of, obviously my opinions have been shared here for months now about what I feel is different here compared to when we were really pushing out content out here, and when people first were entering this market. What's the difference now? Besides, I'm not even talking about the conferences. When you just look on social media, like you see there's like a different vibe now.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I think every cycle has its themes, right? And I think that what's been interesting is the 2021 kind of class that came in. We've never seen so much retail involvement, and that was super fascinating. I'm sure you experienced this too, where suddenly you couldn't say the word crypto without it being like someone's like, oh, well, actually, I was looking at this NFT and this and that, and my cousin and my dog this, and and it's just like it wasn't like that before, and it hasn't been like that again, and so that, I think, was quite fascinating to see. But what's been interesting in this last cycle, I think, has been more of the institutionalization of Bitcoin and the market, and how there wasn't a huge alt season, and how there wasn't nearly as much retail involvement. And I don't know if that's just because everyone got so burned like the last time around. Obviously, we had the meme coin cycle, if you will, this time. But yeah, I would say that it almost seems like Bitcoin seems a little more suited up, like a little more serious. So there are some more suits around, and so.
Did you feel anything when Bitcoin went up? Did you feel like when Bitcoin went up to 126, 127, whatever? I didn't feel nothing. I say this all the time. Like I was happy. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like I didn't feel. When we went up in 16, 17 to almost 20,000, and then we went up to 60. Like we felt, I don't know, maybe it was the cypherpunk thing. Like we felt something, right? Like. I don't know, but the 126, 127, it was just like the suits were celebrating, and like everything that I've learned here, respectfully, because we have suits that come on to this show, respectfully, okay, Bitwise and everybody. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. No, they do come on the show and they get me for it. They're like, "Oh my god, like you're talking." I'm like, "Yeah, I wear a suit all the time. Today, casual, Knicks and stuff, but I just felt like I didn't feel that energy, like that, the retail energy. The suits felt it. Like Larry Fint was on TV. They were celebrating, our capital. Everybody's happy on that end. But like, I don't know. Did you feel the same way, or am I just like The only one out here, just like, yeah, David, you got the brain damage here. We're fine over here, even with the suit.
We all got a little brain damage if we've been around crypto this long, but
I'm telling you, we're like crash test dummies. It's crazy.
But no, I totally agree. I think maybe for a couple of reasons. One, you were mentioning there just wasn't as much retail, so there just wasn't as much volume of excitement. It's not like Larry Fink's on here being all like on Twitter Spaces, like so. There's less of that, like exact like involved. Maybe he is, and we don't know, but I don't think so. But I think also
You
people
imagine he's on an alt account.
Oh man, I would if I was him. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he's too busy.
He's
But I think it's pretty funny.
He's probably trenching with the quants.
Yeah. But I think also people expected it to go higher this cycle. Like I feel like people were like, oh, at least 150 heading into it, and which maybe was and maybe 250 is what people were saying. And so I feel like 126 didn't feel very, okay. Yeah, exactly. Very celebratory because we're like, it's just a little dip. We'll be back soon. Like every cycle, we're like, it hit 69, but we're hitting 100 for sure. It's just, so I think that could be part of it.
That's how I was like 120, and then it started to retrace. I'm like, don't worry, it's like people taking profits, it's healthy. And now we're at 63. I'm like, but it's obviously a buying opportunity. It's not, I know it's crazy to say, oh, at 63, because like if we're all talking about it going to $1 million, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody out there is saying that it's going to $1 million, then like it is then definitely a buying an opportunity. I think everybody should be as crazy as Michael Saylor. I really do believe everybody should be as focused on acquiring as much as possible. But the thing with Monero, to slide it back to Monero, and this is, and I know I get shit for this. I don't know why I get shit for this. I just feel like if we ever want to feel that rush that we felt in 16, 17, when Bitcoin was really moving, I feel like Monero is something that could do that. So there we go. You see, like right in the back, staff right away goes up. They already know because I feel like that there is that chance, like we could see that happen. Respect to Zcash and everybody, but to me, it's like there's I like Zcash, I like Midnight, and obviously I've been collecting Monero. Like I just feel it can pull one of those moves. And what happens? This is where I said the whole why. Cake Wallet should be like the number one, and people will think I'm doing like some goddamn ad, but I'm really not. I don't know any other wallet, or I don't even know how to pronounce any other wallet that has been created by the organization from that foundation. I'm being dead serious. I just know like if I want to buy Monero, get Cake Wallet, or if I want to put my Monero on a wallet, I put it on Cake Wallet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that one thing that has been quite fascinating with like traveling around again more and going to more conferences and meeting with people is I do think that Cake Wallet is the go-to that a lot of people think of for Monero. And I think that obviously there's, multiple options out there. And obviously any growth of Monero is something that we support, and want to, help contribute to the overall ecosystem. But I do think that Cake Wallet, like I've used like both. We've used all sorts of things in this ecosystem over the years, and you play with it all at some point. And I also was a very long time user of Cake Wallet before joining the team, and truly think it is actually one of the easiest to use, especially for Monero. And so, but back to what you were saying about it having that potential, like I love that. I feel like privacy. Coins are having a moment right now, but also privacy as a topic, as the surveillance state continues to grow, as people are literally willing to sell their eyeballs for nothing, like it's just the amount of things that people are now willing to give over is getting, I think people are starting to realize like, oh, wow, like you're seeing all these deep fake videos and, audio things and all these like different things coming out where they're like, maybe we've gone too far. And I think that the narrative is starting to slightly pivot. Obviously, not completely. There's a convenience aspect of what a lot of these trade-offs are giving people. But, I think in general, privacy tools and freedom tech are going to have a moment. And, I think Monero is very, very well positioned to be a go-to resource for people.
You talk. I was obviously. I'm not stalking you. You just create really good content. Okay, so
Thank
I
you.
just want to put that out there because right away is going to be like stalk. But I have to watch everything, right? Because then the next day you
Hmm.
report on it. And I've
Yep.
watched you. I think you sat down. I forgot which network it was, but you sat down and you talked about your friend, or one of your friends across the border in Canada, about a
Mm-hmm.
privacy issue there. Can
Yeah.
you elaborate more on that? Because in
Yeah.
Canada there is no privacy. Like to me, I have friends up there as well.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends and family in Canada, so I have quite a few people that I'm like connected with up there, and sometimes I'll be talking to them about something, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That huge story that happened. Like, what do you mean you didn't hear about this?" And they're like, and they go to try to look it up, and like it'll literally say, "Oh, that," like they'll be on Instagram, for example, and like this particular news organization is restricted, and I'm like, because I was like, oh, it was an article on blah blah blah, like some big news, like
Yeah.
mainstream, media, and like, oh, we don't have access to that, and it literally says this content is restricted, and like they sent me screenshots sometimes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow,
That's
that's
crazy.
wild, because you mean people think of Canada as being more free than it is. Like you think of China and you're like, okay, like I kind of understand that, like we know what's
Yeah.
happening there, but yeah, I think a lot of Canadians don't even realize the censorship that's happening, and it's not just Canada, it's other places as well. So that's where really paying attention to internet freedom matters, and like educating people like, hey, you actually are getting fed certain narratives, and maybe like it's not just that you don't have access to certain stories, the stories that you are being fed through your own media that you're allowed to watch is, maybe slightly tailored and not
Yeah.
exactly as free and from the sources you would think. And I think that's pretty scary, and hopefully is something that more people are starting to wake up to. But yeah, it's a tricky thing for sure.
Privacy. With this
Hmm.
last question here, privacy.
Okay.
How many people have you spoken to since your travels here
Hmm.
where privacy has become, a talking point, where it's not forced, where people are just like, you know what, hold on. Because I say this all the time now. I'm like, okay, Bitcoin's great, but there is no privacy. Like if somebody does find out your address, they know what my biggest problem is. Like, okay, great. It's my money. I own my money. I know the value of money. That's all great. Like, but I don't like, I have more privacy with my bank than I do if
Hmm.
somebody were to know my address. So I don't
Right.
want anybody to know my net worth. I don't want to know yours. I don't want to know anybody's.
Yeah.
Has that been like a discussion, a talking point when you're going out to all these conferences and having these, conversations?
Oh, big time. So, for example, Istanbul Blockchain Week, I was there a few weeks ago. I did a little video like going around interviewing people, like, hey, what do you think is one of the biggest things happening in crypto, or and what's the next big thing? And so many people said privacy. I thought that was super fascinating. I moderated a panel at that same conference, and privacy came up a lot in that conversation. Even conversations I'm having with people that are more on the institutional side, which I would not expect them to care so much about privacy. They do. It's really fascinating because they're like, well, I kind of want to be playing with these DeFi things, and I want to be, and I don't want everyone else knowing what I'm doing. So like that piece is fascinating. And then you go to more of these more freedom minded, like MoneroCon and things like that. And obviously, privacy is coming up a lot there. But you hear these stories like Vic and Seth were just at Oslo Frida Forum. I'm hearing stories of people that like actually really need these tools. And so, yeah, I would say in general, it is a conversation that I'm hearing come up organically a lot, even in very open ended, hey, what's the next big thing happening in the space right now? And so that's, I think, been exciting to hear, because it's not just like meme coins or, various things. It's like something that's actually needed and that is valuable. And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that like emerging stronger as a conversation right now.
You bring up the institutions.
Hmm.
How if you're a company, a Fortune 500 company, how can you pay somebody and have coworkers that can see what said person is getting paid without causing ultimate chaos within that company? Because now, if me and you are in the same position and you're getting paid $50,000 more than I am, and I see this on chain, now there's a
Hmm.
problem, right? We're at the company remotely at the same time, same amount of time working there, putting both working our asses off. Why is she getting paid more than me? Now there is chaos. So I can understand why, you said, I don't want anybody, one of them said, I don't want anybody seeing what I'm doing. I can respect that. BlackRock doesn't
Mhm.
want anybody following them, right? And what they're doing. I mean, that's why,
Mhm.
like, I think privacy is the next meta to go ahead and kick off. Next run, I think that's what it'll be. You'll see the Litecoins, the Moneros, the Zcashes, the Midnights, all these people that are focused on privacy. I think that's what you're going to see hit off.
Mhm. And I think especially as the surveillance state continues to grow and as we lose more and more, not just freedoms, but information, and we're losing, there's more interventions. And so I think that as people start to realize, wait, maybe we've gone too far. Maybe this isn't exactly, like I think that privacy is going
Yeah.
to be cool again. Mhm.
Make privacy cool again. That is how we're going to right there. Somebody trademarked that.
Someone make a hat.
It, it's awesome to have you back. Number one, we
Thank
haven't.
you.
I remember the conversation. It was the blockchain breakfast. I think that was the show. Then
Oh,
that's how
yes. Uh-huh.
we go back. That's 7 years. Okay, so seven
Yeah.
years ago we talked. You're still really good at articulating,
Mm.
obviously, the space and breaking stuff down, and you're done. I'm not blowing bleep up your bleep, but uh,
Mhm.
I'm being nice here. See, I'm being nice, but you're out there. You picked it up, and look, you're doing phenomenal I don't want to say content, but you're reporting really good out there from these conferences. And
Mhm.
congratulations, hosting, moderating panels. That's dope to see.
Mm.
I am happy to see that some of the
Ah.
OGs are growing in this space. We're all going to hopefully grow old together. I got a little gray here, which I didn't have 7 years ago, but that's only because of this space. If I wasn't a part of this space, if I wasn't reading the timeline, it would have been fine. And I refuse taking on Just for Men. Anyway, um, I hope to get you
Oh,
on the show. I get you back on the show in a month or two, and we can go ahead and chop it up some more about the space. And hopefully, we're flying and not sitting here as the only market that's not moving, but everybody else is, but we're not. Okay.
well, David, thank you so much for having me on. It's kind of surreal to, like you said, 7 years later, be back doing this. And I mean, it's amazing what you've done and how consistent you've stayed in the space and like the quality of content and the information that you put out. I know a lot of people really look to you for like, all right, what's happening in crypto right now? What's got to say about it? And so anyway, really appreciate you, and I'll be happy to come on anytime. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, your entire team. Vic, speedy recovery. I don't know who hit you, okay? I don't know who hit you from the staff. Okay, we'll go find out. We'll go take him out. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No,
it
no
wasn't
crypto.
me. It wasn't me. I
I,
promise.
I was gonna ask you.
Watch him just like kick him. No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
Uh, rock on. Enjoy your day, and definitely looking forward to having you back in a month or two.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again, David. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Listen, I'm telling you, 7 years ago, I remember this I was thinking, where do we have the interview on? It was the blockchain breakfast show. And you got to get up really early for that. So like every guest was just like, why is it I think it was at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's getting up. Like, well, I'm even asking myself the question, why am I getting up? Why am I up this early in the goddamn morning? She is I've watched her in this space. She's really done an incredible job. And I like the fact that she said, like, well, it's time to go build or be a part of something that's being built out. And I like that. Because and I say this all the time, you guys tune in, whether you're tuning in from YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I always say this. You're first to market here. Like this space is still a baby. You can build here. Like if you have an idea or you think you can make something better, go out there and do it. Like you can really go out there and make something happen. It's really all up to you. So I'm just saying, it really is all up to you. And it's nice to see some people who were creating content make that switch. Like Leia, she's now, the marketing manager for the head of marketing for Cake Wallet. Vic sent me a shirt from Cake Wallet. I still have it. I don't know where it is exactly, but I have. By the way, Vic, can I get more merch? Vic, can I get merch? Well, like, what is up? Like, what? Can I get the new merch? I'll pay for it. But I remember getting that. I remember getting that shirt. And the one thing that I remember about it, because I always talk about the quality of merchandise. The quality of merchandise, I always talk about it. Like, when you go on vacation, you put on like merchandise or their fucking shirts from the hotel and it feels like sandpaper. Vic's shirt was one of the, like, I got a lot of merch. I got merch from Binance and Coinbase and whoever. Like, they would send. Vic's shirt was one of the first shirts that you put on. And like the shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's expensive as shit, but like you would put it on and like, I'm not breaking out in hives, nor is it taking off my skin. I will never forget that. And I remember, like, because I get suited up, right? I wear suits. So I get suited up. I remember going onto a show, onto the podcast, wearing the shirt. I wasn't sponsored or anything. It was just, I wore the shirt. I was like, this shirt is dope. The Breakdown, 7:31. We'll be back with Landy. Lancy wants to go toe-to-toe with me. I might call Rob in this one. Maybe I should call Rob. And just call us, should I? Nah, I don't know. Maybe it should be, I don't know. Let me think about it. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. I gotta say, I hate. At this point, I hate technology. I don't know what to do no more. Like the monitors are not going to work with me. These monitors, it's like I'm talking to, like I have to talk. You know what it is? I can get away with it because when you go on, if anybody's been on Fox Business or whatever, any mainstream media channel, you don't see anybody when you're talking. You're looking straight into the camera and you're talking and you're answering. You hear what they're saying and you're just answering. If I didn't have that type of training, I'd be fucking lost. Every single time. Every single time. It is annoying. It is absolutely annoying, man. This shit really annoys me. I was being serious though. When you think of Monero, you really think of Vic and Cake Wallet. I'm not blowing smoke up their ass either. That's. I was getting into Monero regardless. I got into Monero, but then like I'm telling you, every single project which is still around has a person that's consistently out there. And they're talking and they're loud about it. And I remember that. And I was like, all right. I remember that. Let's bring on Landy now, though. Let's bring Landy on. Landy wants his ass handed to him, so I'm here to hand anybody their ass. Okay? I have no problem handing Landy his ass. Hello, Landy.
Hello, David. How are you today?
Before I hand you your ass, let's tell me a little bit about the markets. Like how can you explain to me how crypto is the only market affected by the war? Well, do you understand how I was about to say something, thank God I held it back. You understand how stupid that is?
It's not. This has nothing to do with anything
Shut
going
up!
on in the Middle East.
Hear me out. Landy, hear me out here for a second, puppet.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Everything is sending. I don't want to hear about oil. We know that it's going down. Okay, listen. I woke up to the. Okay, I think some people don't. I think some people don't think this about me. Okay, I do invest in the traditional markets, so I do get alerts about things that are happening in the traditional markets. Landy mentioning oil on this show isn't the first time that I heard of oil. Okay, when I woke up today, I saw oil was down. I even saw it go down last night, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. This is great. Landy, what I'm talking about, though, is everybody's fucking sending except fucking Snap with their stupid glasses that they came out with. Okay? Who the hell approved this shit? Like, you imagine? I made a reaction video about it. Yeah, I don't care if they unfollow me either. Listen, there's an inside joke to that, too. Landy knows. I told him. Bro. Yeah, I'm thinking we're heading into the future. We're going to get glasses, AR glasses that are going to be like something from the Minority Report. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody's ever watched Tom Cruise in the Minority Report, you've seen those glasses, right? I'm thinking even Iron Man glasses, right? Iron Man gives those special glasses to Spider-Man and shit.
Yep.
He even wears those glasses. You're thinking, okay, this is what I'm expecting. Bro, this dude came out with this. Those glasses had to weigh like 500 pounds. Like they were breaking the bridge of his nose. Like those kind of glasses, they talk about people's necks being misaligned now because everybody's looking down at their phones. Those glasses are gonna stretch out people's necks like crazy. What does that shit also come with a battery pack with a book bag? You're gonna walk around with a book bag with a battery in it, and you're gonna take out the line to connect it. What are we doing? He's lucky it only went down 9%. That stock should have tanked.
Those things are massive, dude.
What the fuck is that all about? They should have signed a deal with Meta. You know what they should have done? Hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We got a person designing glasses that's blind. Can we go ahead and have a talk with Meta here and use your product and like label it Snap or some shit? Because at least the Meta glasses, even though you look like an idiot with those on, at least they kind of look like, okay, this guy just got a pair of prescription glasses that are way too big on him. That shit. By the way, what are those things? You know what they look like? Hold on, I'll tell you what they look like. Give me a second before we get into everything else. Oh, I'll tell you right now.
Well, David is looking that up because I have the feeling I know what he's looking for. Bitcoin is breaking down from the zone I said you don't want to see break down from. So, ouch. Oof. Not fun.
You know who? Okay, you know who these glasses are going to be geared towards? I already know. I already know. I get it. Now I understand. This is what as soon as I saw them, this is what it reminded.
They're way too big.
This is what it reminded me of, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, I'm gonna get torched for this right now.
Oh my god. Oh no. Well, look.
They stole the design.
Yeah.
From the Solar Shield sunglasses. Like, tell me this isn't. I'm so poor lady. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are, but tell me this ain't. You're gonna tell me this ain't it?
Look, I would have respected if they actually went with this design instead of the 50s cat eye design that is way too big for even a man. It's just no.
Bro, what is that? What even is that? Ew. You know that meme? Ew.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's what when I seen it. Hold on, let me show you guys what we're talking about, okay? And the CEO is just like, yeah, these glasses are great. Yeah. These are awesome. Look at this guy. I want to show you this guy. Evan is actually sitting here, fellow Jew. I could have left the Jew part out. Is that what? Yo, look at it. Look at this shit. Hold on. Look at this. What the? Hold on.
There's some funny pictures of this.
No, what the hell is this?
Wait, what?
What the hell is this?
Why is the game plan up there? What is going on?
Jesus Christ, all these commercials, bro. What is this?
I don't like it at all.
Like, what is? Can you? You're telling me people were actually happy about this? Like, oh yeah, people in the Snap company, they were like, oh yeah, this is definitely it. This is it. This is a fashion statement. Like people are gonna come out there Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Like this is what they're gonna be wearing. I'm going to the gal. What is it fucking called?
Met Gala?
The Met Gala. I'm wearing these glasses. You know what? These actually would fit at the Met Gala because like everything's so insane there.
Yeah. You know, this is maybe the unconventional is going to work for them. I don't see it though. I really don't.
Bro, I would never. Like this looks like the glasses that what's the guy's name from Marvel? The character, X-Men?
Oh, Cyclops?
Is that his name? No, that's not his name. Is it?
Well, there's Cyclops from the X-Men, but he's got a visor and then he shoots lasers out of the visor.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Cyclops. You're talking about
When he
the
goes like
leader?
this, when he
Yes,
goes
that's
like this,
Cyclops.
okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Then that's what it's right there.
Um, Scott Scott Summers? Is that what it is? Somebody said
Scott
Scott
Summers.
Summers.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Scott Summers. Guys, get the official Scott Summers glasses here.
Yeah, because he's always
This is
he's always
terrible.
rocking some glasses when he's not in his X-Men uniform. Look, his
This
ears
is
are being
terrible.
crushed
This is
by these
horrible.
glasses. It's not it does not look fun to wear. And I mean, maybe this is a solution for those that have TikTok neck, right? Maybe this is so that you can work out those muscles by picking your head up. You got to keep that. You got to like kind of stick your nose in the air a little bit, kind of work the neck muscles. Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Just look at the Mike Tyson workouts and refrain from any of this shit, bro. Okay, like this is terrible. What a terrible design, man.
And the market reacted very negatively to this announcement.
But
from
who
them.
approved this? Like, who would approve this shit?
You know, and this actual image is one that is fairly kind to the glasses because there are other images that are closer up as he's wearing them that just make them look atrocious. Which means that that's what you're going to look like when you put them on. So I don't know, man. You know, the
Why
simple
don't I hear
answer to
you
why
again? Oh my god! Again, my thing goes off. I can't take it. I can't take it, man. Oh, hold on. Let me just switch settings. At this point, I won't even look at you during the debate.
All right, all right. Well, for crypto markets, there's a very simple reason as to why they're not performing. It's because it's in a bear market structure. That's all. It's pretty easy. Traditional markets also are technically closing in a not so great looking structure, but we'll see what the there is no trading tomorrow. There is a holiday, so
Yeah, Friday. I know everybody's off on Friday.
yeah, so it's really about like for those that are looking at SPY, it's really about getting above 750 and running to 760 and above
Yeah.
because if not, it's a lower high, lower low structure or a lower low, lower high structure that looks like it wants to consolidate. Even if it starts to head back up and make slightly new highs, if it doesn't get continuation above 760 for SPY, I'd be very careful. We saw this for a couple months from Q4 to Q1 of last year. This consolidation at the highs, if we start to see that, even though it was making newer highs, new all-time highs, it wasn't getting continuation in earnest, and then it dumped off Q1 into Q2. I'd just be aware that, you know, during the summer, if we start to see that, it could end up leading to a dump off sooner rather than later as we progress through the summer period. But it remains to be seen. I need to see how short week, a lot of stuff going on, FOMC, all the rest of the stuff going on in the Middle East, a lot of money moving around. We're on the other side of the SpaceX launch. So it's kind of wait and see what happens. I think next week will give us a lot of information in the markets for traditional markets. And I think that what we're seeing for crypto is that risk off move as people kind of wait and see.
Okay. So basically the market's choppy, right? Is that what we can say here? The market's just fucking choppy.
Yeah, traditional markets chopping around the highs, a little bit of a risk rotation to risk off. We even saw that within traditional markets, risk off rotation, a little bit of a recovery today. But we're really feeling that over on the crypto side of things. A lot of money going into bonds today as well.
Why have the traditional markets outperformed crypto during the
Because
war and all?
Because they actually never broke any macro structure for, you know, to signify that we're going into a bear market, right? Whereas most cryptos, especially alts, had already broken structure, and Bitcoin was the last to do so, and enter into a bear market. So it just becomes a seller-dominated market over here on the far end of the risk curve versus, you know, a continuing bull market until we see a real structural break in traditional markets. It really is that simple. I think hunting for answers for many people, they're overcomplicating it. It's a tale of two markets, and when Bitcoin and crypto goes back into a bull market, I think everybody will be happy that they got a chance to buy value.
Okay, Landy.
Yes, sir.
I'm look, just for anybody tuning in, I'm not worried personally about the market in terms of the crypto market. That's why I keep on, when every single time we go up, I'm not like cheering shit on. I'm just like, yo, like, let's see where this goes from here. You know, like when you're in a bull market, you're confident this shit's going up, right? On a day, even when
Yeah.
it pulls back, you know it's going to continue to move up, right? You know, when you're in a bear market, you just like, you know, like, yo, listen, it's nice that it went up to 66, 67, but I know it's coming right back down into the $63,000 range. So just like, whatever. Like people like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I missed out. I could have bought. Look, you didn't miss out anything.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'll agree with the TA analysts out here, that when they say when we confirm that we have flipped over into a bull market, into a bull structure, then we can all, that I agree with the whole fucking
And look, I think
men's astrology shit.
a
that
lot of people are going to be late to it. I'm going to tell you that much, because I think that as this progresses, I think that they're going to not believe when it does flip. When it does flip into a bullish structure and it's trading maybe around some value prices still, but the structure flips, a lot of them are still going to be very bearish, especially if it rises aggressively, because every time the bulls get super excited about an upside move in this downtrend, they've gotten burned, and over time it will start to break them down and make them very suspect of any kind of upside move. So I would encourage people to watch my videos, come here,
we
listen to what I'm
encourage
saying
people
to
to
David.
watch your videos.
Yeah.
Okay, don't stop acting like nobody
So
encourages anybody to watch your
wait,
fucking
wait, wait.
videos.
I'm not saying that. I got plenty of people
Okay,
that watch the
I'm out
videos.
here all the time, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and I'm making sure that I'm saying the correct time. I'm giving them your social security at this point,
Yeah, yep.
so they can find you. Okay, don't you come at me like that.
Well, definitely tune in, for those of you, keep tuning in for the conversations, because David and I are going to be having some discussions as this progresses and does start to change, because you will hear me start to really go with urgency in terms of like, hey, if you aren't positioned now, if you didn't have a plan now, you better get in.
But that's the
Financial advice.
Landy. But that's the thing, right? Like right now is when, right now I believe for myself. Let me say it that way. I'm buying now. I'm not waiting. Okay. So if I buy here and it goes down to 55, I'll buy a 55 also. And if it goes to 42, I'll buy a 42 also.
Yeah.
That's always been my plan. It's always the way I've gone about things. That's it. Like I'm not going to wait for the bottom. I'm telling you right now, I'm not coming out here timing the bottom or talking about what the bottom could be or what the top is. I'm always conservative. You know why? Because I rather make, hypothetically speaking, I'd rather make $3 million than kill myself to make 4. Do you understand where I'm going with that though?
Yeah. You know what's funny, David?
I'm
Did I tell
okay.
you the
I
joke
don't
that
chase.
somebody made the other day? Did I tell you? You've seen Bits. He comes in the chat every once in a while and has some fun.
Oh, Bits? That
Yeah.
guy?
So he said something really
He should be
funny the other
banned.
day. He said something really hilarious the other day. He's like, "Hey, from these levels, I'm pulling up my chart here, and if I look at the chart here, there is actually a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio right from here. It's either going back to all-time highs or it's going to 0. So honestly, if you believe that we're going to keep sticking around, it's here and under you want to accumulate, because it ain't going to go to 0, right?" That it was such a great a great way to frame it. I have been hammering on it, of course, hot tip to bits, because realistically, it's 100% price rise back to the highs, and it'd be 100% to zero at this point. So like the risk to reward is beautiful here, and it ain't going to zero. So here and under, I have no problem picking up spot. And I just thought it was a really funny way to say it. It cracked me up.
Bits, by the way, Bits. Okay, you want to talk about my microphone? Let's talk about your chart that is ever changing.
Oh no.
Okay, now you're bullish. Now we might go up. Bits.
Oh, you are paying attention to him on the bull side here.
I see. Why doesn't nobody listen to me, man? When I tell you I watch everything and I say nothing, I am okay. I have OCD. Okay, like it's bad. So when I tell you that, look, okay, let me show you something. Motherfucker, don't believe me. Motherfucker, don't believe me.
So, David, recapping confirmed.
Landy, I have notepads. I use them up in a week. Hold on, let me show your ass, motherfucker.
This means David does watch my videos after all. Holy crap. Don't look at me, Bravo. That ain't me. Shout out to Nat. I see you. Yes, it's astrology for men and women.
I can't take out everything, okay?
Holy crap, David.
I'm constantly writing. I'm putting you motherfuckers on notice. Like, I'm watching. I don't screenshot. I write it.
But don't confuse short-term bullishness for somebody still looking.
No, don't you dare defend him.
No, he didn't say the bottom is in. He's never said that.
He said in TA wording.
No.
Don't you dare defend him now.
I spend more time on stages with Bits of Wealth as he's trying to get Cade to run freaking 24-hour spaces than anyone else. He's never said the bottom was in.
He said, okay.
He's looking for higher from here.
Guys, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Remember, like, I don't know, when you were younger, they would have like this magician that would come on and reveal all the secrets. It's like, this is how David Copperfield disappears from a building that's about to. So there's a way that these astrologers.
Don't do this.
Hold on.
Don't do it.
Let me finish.
It's crystal ball enjoyers. Shout out.
No, there's a way that they set it up. They're like, this is what I see, but here comes the but.
What that's called risk
because
management.
If it doesn't work out, they're like, but I told you.
That's not. No. I'm gonna let you drag us through the mud. No.
Vince was out there like, I will look through my paper. I will look through.
You could look at his timeline.
He said, well, a lot of people are going to miss this run up.
He was right. And it went to 67. It went to his target at 67.
No. Don't you dare save him.
I don't need to save him.
Because I was listening in on the show when you were telling Nat, give me a minute. And that shit was 49 minutes. He said, oh, these motherfuckers don't even know. This is going to $1,400 Bitcoin before we move back up.
No.
What do you mean? I was listening. I was literally listening in.
$1,400 Bitcoin.
He said $1,400 Bitcoin. These people are crazy. Ha ha ha. All you guys were So this is the day you guys will remember this. You guys were all laughing on stage. all laughing like, yeah, this shit's still going down. These people don't listen to us.
Especially
This
David
what was
Goxstein. I
being
think I said
said.
that as well.
Okay, let me switch up again. My fucking sound goes off. Hold on. Let me switch off into. But I knew because you know what it is. I think the Bluetooth can't handle my energy, man. That's what's happening here.
It's
The
true.
Bluetooth cannot handle. Hold on one motherfucking second.
What happened? Oh, there he is.
All right,
How did you leave the one side? Did you do a circle around the desk?
I had to jump over shit, bro.
Fitz said he needs an opportunity for a rebuttal here. He's
No,
requesting
you
a
get no
rebuttal.
rebuttal because I listen to Nat, I listen to Bits, I listen to Landy, I listen to who else was I listening to? Obviously, no, hold on. There's this guy, I forgot his name. I gave him a follow though. He talks really slow, respectfully.
Me?
And he has he talks really slow. Man, he's gonna hate me. But I say that respectfully. It's kind of like he has this I think he's from, I don't know if he's from the South.
Oh, you're talking about BP. Love Bad Price.
No.
OX Bad Price?
No, it's a white dude. I think he's a white, it's a white guy with, I don't know if that's his real picture or if it's
Calvin? Or Steve?
He comes up and he's like, well, I mean, this was while you guys were on stage. He's like, well, I don't know. You know, you guys are talking about it's going to, $4, but I think it's going to go up. And he's
Wait a minute.
And what's his fucking name? Hold on, I'll find it.
I don't know his name.
I'll find
I don't know. No, Ash doesn't talk slow.
Hold on. I'll tell you who it is. Hold on.
By the way, shout out to Calvin. Freaking love Calvin. Need to see more Calvin.
Yo, Landy, I'm gonna send you something. Here. I just sent you something. This should fucking. Yo, I love our audience, man. I love you guys, man. I swear to God, I fucking love you guys. I'm fucking dying, bro. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yo, that is great.
Hold on. Did bitch just tell me to fix my hair, my gorgeous hair? Like, is he crazy?
Oh my God. I'm gonna be late. Tell Kate I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little late because we I can't stop laughing about this damn picture.
Let me find this guy. Who's this guy, bro? Hold on.
Oh man.
What's this guy's name? Oh, hold on. You know what? I followed him.
Are you talking
recently.
about Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh, that's the quant. That's yo, I love Ryan. Ryan is great. Ryan,
But like,
and
I didn't
Nat,
say
the
anything
quant.
offensive. It's just like he's really slow with his delivery. It's not Ash because I listen to Ash also, but it's that guy Ryan.
Yeah.
So that day, all you guys are like, ha ha ha, look at my chart and look at my chart. And this guy comes in, he's like, well, I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's not the best Ryan impression, but no, we were looking
I felt
for
like
a nice
I don't know if he has like a southern. It might be like a North Jersey type of thing because they can also speak kind of.
There you go.
Right.
Yep. Ryan.
I don't know
Ryan
where he's
spent
from.
a lot of time in Jersey and a lot of time in New
from
York.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Because if you live in Jersey, anybody who lives in Jersey, tri-state area, if you go into a deep part of Jersey, they speak like they're fucking from Missouri.
From Texas. Yeah, or Missouri or
Some
something.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. Shut up, Bits.
Yeah, I
Hey,
got
listen,
you,
you can
Vince.
disrespect
Tomorrow.
my microphone, but don't you dare ever disrespect the eyebrows, the hair, not the teeth, the beard, nothing.
Yo, that microphone is on point though. Right now, I will give you that.
I went ahead and took a ruler out.
he broke out a protractor and drew a circle on the desk.
By the way, you guys, if you do go onto Spaces, I don't. Okay, I don't participate on Spaces, but if you do go on Spaces, check out. It's the 8TC. Is that's the gang? 8TC.
There's ATC with Dave Cool and Nat, and then of course there's always the Wolf Bitcoin crew with Kate.
Shout out to the Wolf Bitcoin crew.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to them for liking some of my posts. Unlike the Wolf financial account. I don't know what the fucking what is the beef? Bro, it's like, oh yeah, your affiliate account likes my shit.
Hey, they're all part of the same network.
It's not that serious, bro. Like, it ain't that serious. Gav?
Oh, you know those guys over there. Yeah,
I know them. Like come on, what the fuck we doing? What is the Michael Jackson beat it video, bro? Like, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, I love that crew over there.
I'm not gonna follow you until you follow. What are you doing? The fuck are we doing here? Nat is at the bodega right now, handing out free drinks at the Knicks parade.
Yo, Nat is spinning up the Latina intelligence agency to find out if the hair and beard are really on point, or if it's just the camera settings.
Is she the first Latina to do TA?
No, there's actually a couple more.
No, because she could make history, like if she was.
I mean, look,
like she could be on TV, like in New York, like they have like the history moments.
I feel like Nat has been on television at some point in her career.
Oh, she is definitely a reporter from Fox, Good Morning New York, Fox 5. And she's like the girl that probably was reporting straight from the bodega. Like there was like a
No.
There was a segment where like this, I got either that or Hot 97, bro.
Hot 97.
Oh, you're stereotyping.
Oh my God. You know, Nat, this is gonna call for a rebuttal from you too, I think, at this point. This is all rebuttal time. The fucking ruler.
Guys, if you think I got you guys going crazy, I went on Threads.
Bro, the Threads do not like you.
Yo,
those comments are brutal.
You know how I think like X is bad? You got nothing on Threads.
No.
Whatever you guys say about me here on X, I don't really give a fuck. It's a walk in the park. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I mean, show me Threads, show me Blue Sky, and there is no difference. They're the same thing at this point. It's kind of wild, bro. Like Can
I read some of the comments?
Oh, I mean, you might as well. There was a couple in there that were very interesting comments back to you.
I said, now that a deal has been struck with Iran, I think President Trump is going to get his set of sights on Cuba and acquiring Greenland.
That's a good take, because I think that's what's next. In fact, they've said so. That Cuba's next.
Hold on. No, these aren't. Hold on. I got to go to the Nobel Peace Prize for Trump. Hold on.
Yo, at this point, you are just inciting the mob over there.
Hold on. Hold on. This is a. This is actually fucking really funny. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta read this. Can I read this? Oh,
Just, at your
all
own
right,
risk.
ready? I think it's. I mean this stuff though. That's the thing is I mean this. So I said I think it's fair to say that if this deal President Trump made with Iran actually holds, he goes down as one of the greatest presidents this country has ever had. You can hate him all you want. Ending a war, reopening the strait, calming energy markets, and stopping this from turning into something much worse is historic. And yeah, if this holds, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't even think that should be controversial. Bro. I'm embarrassed. Here's comments. I'm embarrassed about how long it took me to realize this is a parody account. I don't know who you are, but I do know that you're an idiot. Wow, dude, your stupidity is showing. Dude, if I shit on your kitchen.
It's because of the way you phrased your
Yes,
initial
I did it.
post.
I'm doing it on purpose. Like I'm literally phrasing it.
You are inciting the mob on purpose. This is
Yes.
oh my God, David. You're farming hate. Exactly what I said would be the play. Go over there, farm as much hate as you possibly can.
But I'm
Hate
speaking the
farmer.
truth, though.
I do not think that this should get him the Nobel Peace Prize. And I am a Trump supporter.
Yo, David, are you trying to retarded Max? Or is this a serious post?
I'm sorry, but that is. I mean, it's kind of retard maxing when you're hate farming, and they just. It is funny that at least one of them got it, but they didn't realize it's not a parody account, but you are farming them.
You fucking idiot. I like how that started off. This is the party of peace, right? The Democratic Party is the party of peace. Nothing that you see that message. I'm just trying to prove a point. The message that I posted, there was no violence. Like there was. I wasn't calling anybody an idiot. I wasn't putting anybody down. Right? It was just a normal thought. Right? And in return, I got you fucking idiot. You are fucking out of your fucking mind. Like these people are. I mean, I can't even read some of the things that have been said.
Yeah,
Go
I
kill
looked through some
yourself.
of them. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's like, bro, hold on. If you don't agree with me, then let's have a conversation, right? Like, Lanley, me and you can disagree about basically essentially what I feel here. So I'm gonna lay it out for you, and then you can have your counter. So moving on to, obviously the peace deal that has been, the MOU that's been signed by both sides, the United States of America and Iran. I came out with a reaction video, and I reacted live here, and I said that, look, there's a lot of good things that happened. For instance, we went over there. In my eyes, this is what the pros and the cons. So going over to Iran, we took out their nuclear capabilities. We took out their military. We almost took out the entire regime.
Yeah.
We also put a stranglehold on China and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, right there, those things are the positive things that came out of the entire situation. The negative thing for me is the perception will be, regardless of how you put this out there, the perception will be that more money was given to the regime that we were trying to eliminate than what Obama and Biden went ahead and gave to them. I know what you're going to say. I understand. The money is coming from different countries to fix
And
their infrastructure, and they're getting back their own money. Okay. And so I will say this: there's two sides to them getting back their own money. Number one, obviously, for the U.S. dollar to continue to remain what it is, countries have to feel comfortable that if we're not going to get our money back, we got to move on to. I think what I said it yesterday was BRICS got destroyed and gets destroyed by the maneuvers that were made in Iran also, and nobody's talking about that. Okay.
I agree.
Nobody's talking about that. The BRICS situation, because it's no longer, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist now. I believe
And Russia's
wholeheartedly
at the
it's
table.
dead.
And yeah.
So, but giving this money, my biggest thing here, Landy, is giving this money based on them hitting performances, okay? Giving this money to them, the same people that do not want to see any of us succeed, their own people. That bothers me. That's it.
Can I lay out some facts that people
Go
might
ahead.
have some misconceptions about? So one of the things that everyone is harping on is the $300 billion Reconstruction Economic Development Plan. Now, I said this to you when Unc was on the show. And this was before we had seen anything and heard the administration talk about it. And now we're getting reports from Middle Eastern countries, Gulf states specifically, that have floated this idea. This would be their funds specifically, right? So that's the first part. It's not United States funds. We already knew that, but now it's been confirmed. The other thing is these funds are not going to be released during this MOU phase. A memorandum of understanding, all of the checkpoints need to be met for the MOU. And the $300 billion reconstruction fund is for the final agreement, which this is not the final agreement. So that has now been confirmed as well. What the heck? That was Restream, bro. That was not me. My connection's fine. Can you hear me okay? That wasn't me.
Testing 1, 2, like.
All right. So the big thing is that I was also concerned that the $300 billion might be a part of release, might be a part of the MOU, but it's for when all of the checkpoints are met for the MOU, the 300 billion would be available in the final agreement from these from the GCC, or the Gulf Coast Coalition.
But who's making that call? Like, Landy, I'm just saying,
Well,
without saying, well, it's them. Ultimately,
No.
it's the United States making that call.
It's not actually. So this is when you dig into this agreement, you know
You're not
who's
getting
been
what I'm
heading
saying.
it up.
You're based
I
on the
get it.
wording.
Oh, sure, but if there is a
You get
final
where I'm going
agreement,
with this.
sure, but my point is, if there's a final agreement, that means that they've met all of the checkpoints that are in the MOU, which would require them to spin down and then have IAEA destroy nuclear material.
Landy, do you believe them? Honestly speaking.
Well, and this is where I would reference right back to what Trump said multiple times during the G7, and that I've maintained right along. Our military isn't moving. And he said, if they don't adhere to the conditions of the MOU, we bomb them.
Then why wait?
Because you got to give them a chance to at least see if they're going to meet those conditions. And then if they don't, you have an excuse to go bomb them.
But who are we get? Like, I've been saying that, but Landy, we've been on here and I've been saying the same thing. And I said this on Rob's show. I said, I like the fact that Trump is negotiating because it's showing that he's at least trying before he wipes out the entire country. In my mind, that should be the play where, okay, here you go. if you do everything that we are stating here, then we have a
There's
deal and we're gonna rock on together. But if not,
we're
you're
gonna
out of here.
destroy you. Yeah.
But like you can't. My biggest thing here, Landy, is like you can negotiate with terrorists. I'm gonna
What you
keep
need
saying that.
Okay, but there's a big aspect that you're not discussing, and I think that you need to give some thought to. Um, Congress has been pushing to end this when we were still in kinetic action, right? They even passed a resolution to it's not going to make it, right? Like even if it hit his desk, he just vetoes it. But they Congress is trying to bring an end to it no matter what. Now, think about this. Your point is valid, and I think that many people's points are valid regarding this. Is they can't be trusted. They can sign and then they'll just break the agreement. Well, if they do, we now have a signed agreement that was broken that then would authorize the United States to strike them. Whereas if we just started to continue to strike them, Congress can really roll through and try to steamroll the entire operation and put a stop to it, especially if it was continued kinetic warfare through the midterms, right? And then Democrats get in, they start impeachment processes, they do everything they can to try to hamstring the administration's operational capabilities in the Middle East. When you have an MOU that's now been signed by both sides, Trump has leverage here because none of and I triple checked this by the way, and I even called a few friends. Nothing, they're not getting anything up front. They have to prove it's a prove it deal, and the 300 billion is not coming through until the final agreement. It's not part of the MOU. It is a stipulation that if all of the checkpoints in the MOU are met, then the 300 billion will be available as part of the final agreement with them that can be signed after the 60 days unless there's an extension. But that means that they have to meet all of these checkpoints. So this gives Trump leverage to actually strike them here in the United States and with the approval of everyone in the region. And this deal was put together by the Gulf states in conjunction with the United States, of course, and Iran. But you know who's not sitting at the table, unlike last time? When Obama went in with JCPOA, look, I think that he had good intentions initially. What you have to remember is before that even started, they tried to claim the 79 funds or the 78 funds that they had invested in the United States at 1.7 billion. He gave it to them right off the bat before the negotiations even started. It also wasn't anything more than political negotiations. There was no like ink to paper. It was a resolution that had to be adopted. And then a bunch of people, like the Europeans typically do, a bunch of strongly worded letters. And we agreed to this, but nothing was never, officially signed. And he's got signed documentation now that if they break that, and we strike them again, Congress can't say much because they just violated an agreement that they signed. So if you try and say, pass through Congress that we can't act, you're screwed. You're not going to get that through. There's no legal grounds to stand on here in the United States. So this is something that I think in the end, what I would say is monitor what actually happens during the 60-day period before coming to a conclusion of this is either a good or a bad thing, because you might end up getting what you want, and that's continuing to strike them and taking their regime down and all of that. But I'll be honest with you, I've said this to Rob. I know I've said it to you. I feel as though that would require ground troops. And then we're in a very similar situation to what many of our soldiers were in the global war on terror. And that is around every corner, you've got innocent people that the regime extremists are hiding behind. And I think that it becomes a human disaster. It becomes a very big problem. And I think that the way that the administration is going about this is very measured. And we knew beforehand, no matter what happens here, they're going to compare any kind of a deal. As soon as they started having negotiations or reaching out for negotiations, everyone was already saying it was going to be like the Obama deal. And look, the Obama deal was very highly targeted on enriched uranium, but it didn't have any enforcement mechanisms outside of a resolution being adopted. There was no armada parked out there. There was no
Yeah,
kinetic.
but I think the Obama, I have to be honest. Like, I think Obama's deal, I can't believe I'm saying Obama's deal had better structure, but they
Yeah,
didn't enforce it.
but this
So
was,
it's like
well,
you can have a deal, but like if you're not enforcing it, then what's the
well, the
point of?
deal is we're not in the final stage of a deal, and I think that's where people are getting confused. And
No, no, no,
MOU
no.
is not.
You're not. No, no, no. I'm not saying anything about the MOU. I'm saying the deal
Yeah,
that they constructed with Iran. They had all these mechanisms that
that
like
was just
nobody was.
IAEA enforcement. That's all it was, and
But nobody really enforced anything though. Like it wasn't
there
like nobody was
was.
watching over. I know what Trump is trying to do. He's trying to put together a deal where people are really watching everything that they fucking do.
Yeah, because IAEA went in initially and then never was able to be allowed to inspect after the initial visits, right?
I think
And or
my only
verify
gripe,
anything.
Landy, honestly, with this, and that's why I reacted yesterday. I'm not. I'm not a panicking. I'm. I'm a Republican MAGA guy who can talk to people who are Democrats and independents. It's you guys that can't talk back to me because you're so into, oh my God, Orange Man is bad kind of thing. I'm not talking about you, Land. I'm just in general.
Yeah.
You can see on threads, like you can't even say a word on there without being attacked. Oh, you appeared on Fox News. We already know who you are. Um, my whole
And
thing is,
I was just gonna say, and the administration, including Trump today, has again reaffirmed that they don't get $300 billion because of the MOU. This would only be considered as part of the final agreement. So this is what I think is, we're and for the actual deal, I can understand your concerns, your quibbles with it. I have concerns too. My biggest concern is actually, um, the Middle East is a volatile region where they've been fighting each other for a very long time. And this is an effort by this administration to hand the keys of the Middle East and influence of the Middle East to their own, right? Those Abraham Accords countries and nations, and potentially expand the Abraham Accords to include more Middle Eastern nations, more Gulf states, more Middle Eastern nations signing on. The the boogeyman that was created in the Middle East is was an exploitation of extremism that already existed in Middle Eastern nations, in Middle Eastern countries, within the religions there, within the various um, within the various religions there that are practiced and dominant in the region, obviously. And a lot of that was facilitated in the 70s by the Brits. Now, did the United States play a role in this? Yes. And it's because you gotta create a boogeyman to fight a boogeyman and keep people busy. We'll keep you safe from these extremist, organizations. Meanwhile, they're funding it, right? The same criticism is leveled against, Bibi and Israel, and it's valid.
yeah,
Is that it's used as a tool to and a mechanism to control, um to control and justify action in that area. And what did Western nations do? What did Europe and the United States do for a very long time? Went in and effectively took control of their natural resources. And then you've got the boogeyman that keeps getting emboldened generation after generation, that they of their own making. And that's not going to go away just because there's the Abraham Accords, just because there's some sort of peace deals in the region. There's an entire generation of people there that have had children that have been raised in this current generation that have distrust, disdain, and in some cases rightfully so, for Western nations. And that is very difficult to it's very difficult to say, okay, well, we're just going to pull back and we're going to have peace deals now, and everything's going to be fine and copacetic because you're going to be modernizing and you're going to be getting money and all of these things. It doesn't take the ideology away, that extremist ideology. And that can be very powerful. Extremist ideology in the United States is very powerful
Yeah.
on both sides, and it's very difficult to get rid of. Um, I think that the hope would be that there is some sort of a resolution that does satisfy the criteria for the United States, and that the Iranian people have a chance to become economically successful and maybe get rid of their current government without tons of bloodshed. I don't see that happening. Human rights violations, I think, are going to become the next big talking point. And I think it's not been talked about enough in relation to what happened in Iran fairly recently earlier this year. But I think that you take the brakes off of them. They sign agreements, say they spin down their nuclear program, and they meet all of the checkpoints, and we go in and there is a final deal and there's a treaty and all of these things, and now they're getting investment. I don't think that stops the human rights abuses in the country. And we've gone to war over human rights abuses. So I don't know what the path forward looks like. It's a take it as we go, and we get what we get here as Americans, because many of us aren't in the power structure that has any shots to call.
Yeah. So, I'm still.
I'm sad for the
Obviously,
Iranian
look,
people. That's actually what
Yeah.
I'm sad about.
I think what sparked me into the reaction that I had was when I was reading the text, and I was also reading the message from Trump, and he said facilitating a deal with basically the Iranian regime, the Islamic whatever republic. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, the Iranian people just got fucked. That was I'm telling you what my thought was, Landy. It was just like straight up. It was just like, man, like I want on Rob's show. I did say that I think one of the things that I think the Trump administration was expecting was an uprising in Iran that never happened. I
think
really believe that, because they sent messages. Like they sent,
so did
Israel
Israel.
sent messages to the people there. They got sent messages like, this is your time. Trump said it himself, like, we're taking them
If you're
out.
gonna
This
do
is
it,
your
do it
time.
now. Yeah, if you're gonna do it, now's the time to do it. Yeah.
And if
agree.
they weren't counting on that, they wouldn't say that, right? Like, like if we
I
can
don't-
be like if they a part of a plan, whatever plan they had on paper, right? They had it written somewhere, I believe, that said, okay,
I
we're
actually
hoping that the people rally, because now we can take them out. We can topple this regime, and we can bring in obviously the right people here that can partner with the world, right? That can be a partner and participate in the global economy.
I'll be honest, I kind of disagree that they were counting on that. I think
No, but
that
I'm saying that was one of the things that were a
that was
part of that
messaged.
plan.
Well, I think that it was. Look, the reason why I think that it wasn't being counted on as something that was realistically going to happen. And remember, I said this very early on. This is not going to be a regime change. You're not going to see Pavlovi and anybody else in there, right? Um, and the main reason why is because there was no concerted effort anywhere that I could tell. And obviously, there's a ton that we don't know to raise an army of resistance, right? Yes, the Kurds offered. There was certain groups in Uzbekistan that offered, right? But the fact of the matter is they're small, and without U.S. and Israeli forces on the ground, it would have a very low likelihood of success, right? And the biggest thing that this administration has said, and we know about Trump from the very early days, is no troops on the ground. We're not putting troops on the ground. Remember, there was that fear of the draft and this and that, and
Yeah.
yada 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 yada. We were never going to put troops on the ground. And if anything, there might be special operations here and there. Maybe there's something that relates around security of securing Karg Island, but you're not going into the interior of Iran.
Yeah.
And it is for the same reasons that I just brought up. Is around every corner you've got people from that regime that will just mix in with the public, and they'll sacrifice themselves and the innocent to get to the US. We're well familiarized with their tactics. So
Maybe I just can't put my head around. Look, Trump did say one thing that I kind of agree with him. No matter what he does, he's fucked. Like, it fucked in the sense that like somebody's gonna say like, "Oh, what a bad job."
Unk is
You know?
wrong. He just messaged, Unk, you're wrong. The
Who
$1.7
messaged?
billion
Where do you
is
see messages?
it's on X. So the $1.7 billion
Where? I don't see anything coming
was
through.
taken from US banks and given to Iran directly. It was not part of the JCPOA deal. It was in addition to.
Bro, where do you see this, man?
It's not in the chat. He directly tagged me.
Oh, okay. I was like, why don't people come in the chat? Why is everybody always fucking replying outside the I'm telling you, that is the stupidest feature that X has.
This denial that they gave the $1.7 billion is silly. And for anyone that doesn't really understand, the $1.7 billion was part of a settlement. It was prior to the Islamic regimes. And the whole point that the United States had about this is, well, this was a deal with your prior regime, not you. But he gave them the money anyway, and that's where the $1.7 billion came in. It was not a part of JCPOA. If you want to make a big stink about that, sure, great, have fun. But the fact of the matter is that they did give them that money, and it was preemptive before anything was adopted regarding JCPOA, which they violated anyway. So what does it matter? With this deal, the whole $300 billion is, we're not giving them $300 billion. He's repeating the same thing. No one's giving them $300 billion.
Where are
in
you
the MOU.
seeing this fucking
He
chat
tagged me
happening?
directly. He tagged me directly in a post on X.
Okay,
So
let me hold on. Let me interrupt you guys since you guys aren't even here. Okay, like only one of you guys are here. Like I don't even fucking see the conversation. I just try to look because right now my phone is blitzing from threads. Like, yo, you don't understand. Like, this is crazy. I'm never writing anything on there again. My only problem, and I understand where Trump is coming from. Look, I stated this yesterday. I will support the leader of the free world. Look, we had Bush, we had Biden, we had Obama. Like, I supported them. Did I agree with their policies? No. Like, a lot of their stuff I didn't agree with, but these are the people leading the country. I don't want the country to fail. Here's the thing. Like, I don't want to root for a loss. Like, that's what a lot of people are doing. I look at it on threads and I'm like, bro, why are you rooting for America to lose? Like, I understand you don't like Trump. I get that. You don't like Trump. He's not your cup of tea. You don't like his makeup, whatever it is. You don't like the way he styles his hair. Like, okay. You don't like the fact that he eats McDonald's. Totally understandable. But why are we praying? Like, we have become a country of now praying for the downfall of our president and the administration so we can say, I told you so. That doesn't help us.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow.
I think honestly that regarding this particular conversation, a lot of people have a vested interest in deflecting, which is interesting because there's a lot of people that defended JCPOA that now want to say it's bad, therefore this deal is bad, so on and so forth. They're very different circumstances, very different times. And I think that the MOU, if you were to ask me personally, I think will be violated by Iran. And I think that it's going to be a slog. And I think that the main point of the MOU, which is to get in there and spin down enrichment and obtain enriched material, I think is not going to happen. I think that will result in this kicking up again. That is what I'm saying. I think that it will result in further kinetic action between the United States and Iran, regardless of where this goes. I know there's people who hope that that happens. I actually hope that it doesn't happen. I hope
Well,
that there's a different
I think
resolution.
I'll say one thing might be unpopular, but by signing the deal, I think Trump got pressured a little bit into signing this MOU from the standpoint of the global economy. He could say whatever he wants, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I just feel, Landy, there was some like.
I disagree. I mean, I just
he's talking about the reserves are 4 weeks away from being depleted.
Yeah, he's not talking about ours.
The world's, but that affects us.
Yeah, reopening there doesn't do any. It doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying in general, like this entire fucking war in Iran has taken a toll on the world's economy, which affects us. I think he's smart enough to realize that.
It actually puts us in a much more powerful position.
I
But that's a
understand that.
conversation we could have for another
I
day.
get it. You're gonna bring up from an oil standpoint. I understand what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I know.
But if the world economy is not doing well,
It has a systemic effect over time, yeah.
so like that's like
And I think that it's served its purpose with
maybe,
negotiations.
and this is the one thing that
other nations.
I fall back on. No matter what I think, no matter what you think, we're not. I don't care what anybody says. You're not in that room with them. You're not in the room with the
Yeah,
administration.
no, none of us
You're
are.
not in the room with JD Vance. You're not in the room with Scott Rubio. Like you're not there.
Yeah.
So like, I believe, and I would say the same thing if it was a different administration besides Biden's, because I don't believe Biden was there. Okay. But I would say the same thing about Obama's and Bush's. I believe there are people there sitting there and they understand the situation. I believe whether you like the outcome or not is a different story. I'm just saying in general, or the direction that they're going into. You can debate that. But I believe this administration has really smart people that are analyzing this. And they know, I'm thinking they know what they're doing. And it might shock. I think what the problem here, okay, well, we'll save this for tomorrow because this will go into a long discussion. I know you got to go. God bless America. Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Right?
Yep.
God bless America. We get to do this from a studio and just like get to chop it up. I'm not, like I said yesterday, I'm not boots on the ground. I don't want to see our military go on the ground there. I don't want to see none of that stuff. I know how, I don't want to see more casualties. It's easy to go ahead and say send in the military. It's very easy to say that when they're not your kids, and not your relatives, not nobody to you. You can say, hey, send them in. That should be the last resort to put boots on the ground. It has to be a serious situation. Landy, love you. I know you have to go do your thing, I guess, on SPACEX. It is Thursday. If you didn't catch the Wednesday edition of the Market Update with Landy, you're an idiot. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's 8 p.m. with a gang of male astrologers that will go through the horoscopes and why the markets are reacting to Jupiter and Mars linking in a circle. You can find all that on the Gochstein News Network.
Thanks, David. Much love, brother.
Bits, I love you, man. Bits, I love you, bro. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I'll let him know.
Yo, should I take out the bottles?
Bro, you got enough back there. Jeez.
Love you, Landy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Much love, brother. See you tomorrow.
That's Landy, the GOAT. That's right, the GOAT. The GOAT. That is the GOAT. He's a good guy. That's the GOAT. All right, we'll be back right after this commercial break. That's right, right after this commercial break. Mwah!
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. My hair is so wavy today. It's crazy. I've tried everything. My hair is so wavy. Let's fucking go. Guys, retweet the show. You can repost the show, share the show, wherever you're tuning in from. Shout out to Getter, man. The fucking views are phenomenal. Kick, shout out to Kick and the partnership that I have with Kick. Shout out to them. Let's talk about not having Fable 5. Like I really loved Fable 5 from Anthropic. I can we get it back? Can we get it back? I see Hanox on the timeline. He's just completely fucking going absolutely nuts not having Fable 5. I got to tell you, I used it for 2 days. It was great. It was absolutely great. What a great model. What a great model. I just like, somebody said this would happen. I think a few years ago, a few people said that, you know, the government would step in at some point and shut AI down. I use AI as a personal assistant. That's really it. To double check me, my AI agents will save me. They will save me on. They'll save me time. My AI agents really save me time on a lot of things. I have more time now because I have AI agents in place than I ever did before. I mean, Anthropic's fucking Fable 5 is amazing. That's all I gotta say. Anthropic's Fable 5 is, I cannot even say revolutionary. It's the closest thing to AGI, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, it is phenomenal. And I don't think anybody, like the way they've marketed and branded, you know, their company and their product, I don't, look, everybody started here on ChatGPT. I'm sure, and I still have ChatGPT, but I know when it comes to coding, like nobody's, respectfully, you'd rather use Fable 5 versus Codex, right? Like I'm thinking that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm listen. This is like a Democratic or Republic fucking debate here. But I think that people are going, and it's crazy. It just came out and it's taken away 5 days later. So hold on. Companies were allowed to use the more powerful version of Fable 5 for weeks, but the general public can't use it? Like, come on, what is that? That's fucked up. I'm gonna say this again. Top 500, Fortune 500 companies were allowed to use Anthropic's latest models without a peep. Anthropic gave it to them to use to find any issues from a security aspect that the companies might have to shore them up. Then once that was done, they finally said, okay, retail can go ahead and get a taste of it, gave us a guard rail version and gave us Fable 5. And then take it away 5 days later. This is not fair. They're saying that Amazon, somebody from Amazon figured out that you could take off the guardrails. You could take the guardrails off of Fable 5. You could jailbreak it. First of all, Amazon, you're rats. Okay? You are absolute rats. And I wasn't even trying to jailbreak anything. We are using, anybody who's building, you're using Fable 5 to like, oh shit, my work was done within a day. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why crypto will be very important when it comes to AI. Crypto is permissionless, and that's what AI needs. That's it, and that's bottom line. That is bottom line. That is why crypto is going to be very important. Mark my words. By the way, I also want to tell you, tomorrow I have people from Midnight coming onto the show, and we're going to go deeper into Midnight City. Pixelated games are making a comeback. I've already seen it on the timeline. People are starting to slowly get into pixelated games, and guess what? Midnight City, the amount of money that they're, and the amount of resources, the amount of people that are working on Midnight City and just Midnight in general, you guys are sleeping on it. You are absolutely sleeping on it. And another thing that you're sleeping on is Cardano. And I've been saying this for a long time. You're sleeping on Cardano. People are telling you to dislike Charles. You guys invest based on what's trending from people that aren't front facing and don't have their names out there. They're not doxxed. And this is how you guys do your research. You're crazy. You're absolutely wild. Anyway, I'm telling you, I think it's the craziest shit I've ever seen in this space. Absolutely the craziest shit that I've seen in this space is people listening to anonymous figures to get information on the markets. It's wild. It's nuts. You guys are not putting yourselves in a good position to win. You're not. You're not. If your portfolio is down right now, it's because you absolutely do not really want to win. People who want to win will listen in to people who deliver value. Bottom line. Bottom line. Anyway, quote of the day. Let's go to the quote of the day. Let's go to the quote of the day. Let me find this quote. Okay. I like that one, but it's too long. I like that one, but it's too long. Fuck it. Let me go to this one. By the way, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm hoping that I'm trying to get TikTok back. You guys already know how I feel. I'm not, and I refuse. I refuse to go and stream off my phone. Damn. Following count has gone up on Instagram. That's only because this is crazy. Mother. I'm laughing. That's crazy. All right. I mean, this is a good quote. Are you ready? Not a single person who has disrespected me has a life I admire. I think that says it all. Let me read that again. Not a single person who has disrespected me has a life that I admire. And I think that says it all. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow. We probably have a packed show tomorrow. So you guys can go ahead and tune in to the breakdown, episode 732. Starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, runs until 2 p.m. And I think tomorrow will probably run until 3. We're going to have political talk. We're going to have crypto talk, stocks. We'll talk about it all. Product talk. We're trying to get all these things done here with tickers and all these new things that are going to be on the program and stuff. All these new things on the program. I'm looking at my hair. My hair looks really good, but like it's really becoming wavy right now because the humidity is fucking crazy out here in New York. It's crazy. I'm gonna go work out after this. I'm going to work out after this because I can't get into the city. The city is, I would have to walk, and it's already probably over with. So, man, I can't believe that's my first parade that I miss. I've been to all these parades, the Yankees, and yeah, man, would have been fun. If I would have had a camera person that had a battery pack to film the entire time that I would have gone out to New York and talked to the Knicks fans, that would have been cool. That would have been really dope. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow. My boy AP. I'm out.